Hi guys, welcome to episode 5 of Casattya. For those of you who are new, this is my Instagram IGTV series, all about me renovating my 1930s end of terrace home with a rear single back extension. Guys, I did a lot of clapping next week, so I'm trying my best to keep my hands like this. Technically, at the moment, well, not technically, at the moment, we're having a bit of formation technical difficulties. My main concern is maybe things might overlap each other, so we're trying to find a way that the space still feels roomy. So I'm going to introduce the ensuite to you guys this week. My ensuite is very special because it actually was the master bedroom previously when I bought the house. So you come into the dressing room now, and I've curated the entrance to the ensuite, and it's an arch. I love an arch. For those of you who've been following my references on Instagram, if you're like, come on guys, get into it. Casattya, you know the vibes. You will see that I'm always forever posting arches. Like I love an arch. So we built an arch as the entranceway into the ensuite. And we previously blocked off the old existing doorway, how to get into the ensuite. So it's really nice now, like you come up the stairs and it will just be a flat wall. So I really wanted a space that I could get ready in, get dressed in, get showered in, and it was completely separate and detachable for me. And the great thing about this ensuite is I really wanted it to have like an hammam Moroccan style. So I haven't really spoken about this before, but I'm actually going to micro cement both my bathrooms. So my main bathroom and my ensuite bathroom are going to be micro cemented. And I was really excited about micro cementing because I'd done so much research online. I was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with plastering, all the different styles of plastering. And I really loved micro cement because it was a form of waterproof, almost essentially like a colored waterproof plaster. I'm working with Tyrone to formulate what the layout of the room is going to be like. And that's the bit that I'm struggling on the most. Like, I want it to feel not like everything's on top of each other. I want it to feel like, okay, I'm going to have a corner shower, a wall-hung toilet. I want a really deep basement. I still want it to feel like a hotel-esque. Plastering, whoo, it's been very intense. It's cold, it's -3 outside in London. The plastering has been taking forever to dry. So I had to call my friends at HSS Hire. This ain't even a plug. This ain't even a sponsored ad, nothing like, but they literally came to my rescue. Like I needed to hire a dehumidifier, industrial sized one, because nothing was happening, guys. We plastered and it weren't drying. And because it weren't drying, we couldn't go on to start moving on to the next phase of the project. And we entered into the second phase of plastering. So they now plastered the downstairs. So first phase of plastering was the loft, my loft toilet, the 2 rooms upstairs, the first floor, bits of the bathroom, bits of the bedroom, bits of my dressing room, and then they stopped there. So guys, I'm really lucky. I'm actually going to have 2 fireplaces in the house. One of them is the actual old chimney breast that was in the house, and I've toyed with it a lot because a few of my friends that I had spoken to, they had taken their chimney breasts out just to allow for more space. But I can't lie, because my chimney breast runs all the way through the house, the quotes that I was getting to remove the chimney breast, the chimney stack, was just out of like 10 grand plus, and I was just at the point where I just didn't find it necessary at this. Like I still had quite good space with the chimney stack in, so I decided to leave mine in. It came with a really vintage Edwardian fireplace, and actually probably against a lot of people's wishes that I've taken mine out. So I'm actually, if anybody has any recommendations where I can sell my Edwardian fireplace, let me know, because right now it's currently sitting in the garage and I need to figure it out. But I really wanted something modern and classic, and I've always been in love with like geometric lines. I believe the picture was from Milan. It was like this stairway that went like that in front of a church. and I'd seen it on Pinterest, and I thought, I want a step fireplace, like a recess, but almost like an opposite reverse. So like the step goes backwards and it recesses into this space. The great thing about this project is that I just don't know if anything's gonna work. And I don't mean like physically work, but I mean like from something being an idea in your brain to actually like drawing it out and it manifested into reality. Some things really work, and I might find that some things might not, but this is the whole exciting thing of doing a renovation. How cute is that? I was gonna put it on to be working it.
Nah, it's too cute.
It's so fun, isn't it?
Yeah, just.
DIY life.
Wow, that's actually, no, this is actually better than I thought it was. Now I'm looking at it in real life.
No, they're so sick. I was like,
try not to get it dusty though.
It's gonna get dirty. I got
you want it to do this?
Yeah.
No way, this is actually.
I can't wear it out.
Oh, you can.
This is for you new gen kids, babe. I can't go out. Shouts out to my Supreme family. They saw that I was doing the reno. They knew that I had just purchased a house. And this is the thing about having really good friends and having a really good network. They sent me these overalls. And it's so funny. Shouts out to Ali, who makes all my content. When he came new gen, obsessed, he couldn't actually physically believe that I was going to be painting and decorating in this Supreme jumpsuit. So definitely that's what it was sent for, guys. And that's what I'm going to use it for. So in last week's episode, guys, you saw me kind of putting some mood boards together, formulating how some spaces could work throughout the house. You saw some of my neutral tones. I'm excited to be working with Lick, who are going to be kind of working with me on curating a lot of the spaces in the house and supplying all the paint. I really wanted to see how things work with fluorescent lighting and natural lighting and cool lighting and warm lighting. So I stuck all the samples on the wall, because then it will give me a good idea. And I used to hold up different lights to it, and then it will give me an idea of how it's going to look. I'm leaning towards beige 04 at the moment, but I also like white 04, white 05. So there's so many. The great thing with Lick is that they have all the samples are on sticky back squares, so you can literally like stick it anywhere you want it in the house and see how it's going to work in that room.
That's the same height as the sink we've done in your ensuite.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to set the taps up.
Okay.
Same. What size is it?
55.
You bring my... Oh, 55 in height? No, that's fine.
Is that fine? Is that all right?
Yeah, plenty. You could fit. You got that meter.
Okay. In here is going to be tiled, remember? So that's why I wasn't sure. Yeah, she's not micro cementing in here. She's tiling in here.
I'm tiling.
I mean, sorry, you're tiling in here. She's only micro cementing the middle floor. That's it.
Cool.
Here, can I deal with this? Yes, I can.
Marvellous point, sir.
Thank you very much.
Show us how to close the door. Is it going to be a slide? It's a slide one, isn't it?
Yeah, fully slide. So the mechanism's here from the top. And what it does, it allows it to float across the bottom. And then it just slides in.
And so the loft bathroom is my first little project. And do you know what? Yes, I've hired in a lot of workmen, but there was one room that I really wanted to kind of own and really get on with doing stuff in there as well. So I have vowed that I'm going to paint the loft toilet myself. That's going to be my task. That's my little DIY project. I'm going to do the windows. I'm going to do the walls. It's going to be my little curated space. And just because I feel like I can say, yeah, I did that. I added that to the house. I've always been a massive Sonos head. Like I've had it for years. And when I was designing the space, I wanted a space that in any bit of my house, there could be vibes. There could be music. It's channeled all the way through. So what I've actually done is I've put in ceiling speakers in the living room and the dining room, and in wall speakers in my kitchen. And then my actual like physical speakers that I had previously, I'm gonna put them around the house. On today's episode of things I didn't know existed until I had to buy them is a speaker fireplace. So basically, when Adrian creates the hole in the ceiling, this sits in, and then the speaker kind of sits in here. So building regulations, guys, safety first. Basically, the whole essence of my house. There'll be music everywhere. It can be vibe, whether I'm listening to a podcast or I'm listening to a new audiobook, or I just want a straight mix. I want a Lirizzle mix to get ready before I'm going out. I'll be, whether I'm in the loft or I'm in the garage, I want to be able to hear it, yeah? So that's the energy that we're coming with. Thank you so much to my Sonos fam. Like, some bits have been gifted, some bits I've purchased with my own cash dollars. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this in-ceiling speakers, I purchased it with my own cash dollars. But what I wanted was a seamless space. And I feel like what I'm gonna get with these speakers, it's just gonna be like the finishing touch. Like, everything I wanted here was to a high spec, was minimalistic, was functional. We've got the Sanu Frontier mirror. This one is a 60 by 80. I've also got a 60 by 120. The 60 by 120 looks, that's going in the ensuite. And this is going in the bathroom. So I'm gonna put it up now and we can have a look and gauge positioning.
These will be gold like everything else.
Yeah.
And the controls for them are gold as well.
Yeah.
But I won't put them on until everyone's done.
Yeah. Oh, sick. Yeah.
From this line
Yeah.
to here.
You want it to, like, to grab stuff from here.
Yeah,
So yeah,
accessible.
like here. Yeah.
Stay in the lines.
So look at show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
1,000 times better. When it comes, we can dig a hole out here. That's where it'll be going.
Okay. So right now I'm gonna open up. This is a 60 by 80 Frontier mirror. It's gonna have amazing lighting going around it. So I'm just gonna place it next door to see, in terms of positioning, where it's gonna go and how it's gonna fit.
Have a look.
Thank you.
Okay, so is that about how high you want it as well?
Yeah, probably.
Right, 2 seconds there.
One thing that I'm really trying to make sure that I keep the excitement up in this project. Like, I love like working on like color palettes and design, but because it's not there yet and a majority of your time is spent like ordering materials, dealing with the tradesmen, like making sure that everything is running smoothly, like project managing, it almost takes away the exciting bit of the project. And I feel like when I start to get the lick samples in, or like, you know, just little things like going to Sanu's showroom, or, you know, just things like that, that kind of get you a little bit more excited towards the end bit of the project, of when you can really start to bring your ideas to life. I think it's really important to inject that along the way of the renovation project, because then it's like you're not feeling like all your energy is just consumed with project managing. So that's another lesson that I've really learned along this project. Second phase of plastering is downstairs, and the great thing about it is now is we've had to clear everything out. So this is the actual first time that I'm seeing what the downstairs space is potentially going to look like, because there's nothing in it. Like, there's no boxes, there's no units, there's just no equipment, there's no apparatus, just everything's been completely cleared out, ready for the plastering. And I actually PVA'd all the walls downstairs. It was the first time that I'd seen the room in its entirety. So I'm actually excited about what the space is looking like, how it's all kind of coming together. And yes, there's still like bits and pieces I feel like need to be put into place. But I think once it's plastered, I'm going to be like so excited, because now I'm going to be able to, it's like my vision is really, really coming to life.
It's the same thing, it's just water travels through it, heats up. Heat the concrete.
Having underfloor heating installed, so water runs through these pipes here, and comes all the way back through on the loop, and then gets connected here to the manifold, which is connected to the boiler, and it will have its own motorised valve. So what that does is isolates this own room to be heated, so different sections of the house can be heated simultaneously together, or I can zone it off into different sections, and that helps me not having to heat the whole house at the same time. So we got a little bit creative with our installation unit. So we've put wood panels down. So this will show where units are going to be, island cabinets. 6:56. I'm outside Wix. I swear I'm Wix's best customer. I'm here every day before 7. I need to get more panels. I need to get more wood mouldings. I need to just get bits and pieces so that the job can be as proactive as possible. I'm going to be using paneling all through like the hallway downstairs, up this to the first floor hallway, and then up to the loft in the hallway. So it is a really nice feature to have. Done that kind of floor to ceiling paneling, just because again, I want everything to feel elongated. And I felt like when it's all painted white, because my hallway is definitely going to be white, the whitest of the white, the whitest of the white, I'm going to reiterate. So my hallway is going to be white. Yeah, because it's easy to touch up, guys. So when there's small scuff here, you can just recoat it with the white. It's been a bit of trial and error in terms of numbers. I feel like I'm Wix's first customer. I'm the first person there, 7 a.m. every morning with Dia. We're in the building. But it's always really important to check the stock levels, because if one Wix doesn't have it, it means I have to go to another to get the same style. And because I've been adding, originally I was only going to do downstairs and to the first floor, and then I've now added from the first floor up to the loft. So I've constantly needed more panels. On the cupboard that Tyrone's going to build for me, I'm going to use mould paneling to cover them. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to varnish it or paint them. I'm going to let you guys help me with that decision, but we're using a lot of paneling through the house. Car diaries continued. At the moment, I'm struggling with tradesmen. I think, and I'm not going to say that this applies to all tradesmen, but there seems to be a habit consistent of like when they come to the house and see that I'm a female on my own, all of a sudden now the job is turning into something else. And I'm just a bit like, so let me give you guys an example. Yeah, I had a plumber come for my underfloor heating. I just had a new boiler installed. So with the boiler, he's connected the flow and return for the underfloor heating. My mouth, very dry, shy. He's collected the flow and return for the underfloor heating, yeah? So all that needs to be connected is the manifold for the underfloor heating, connected to the flow and return of the boiler, and then the piping for the underfloor heating stapled down, yeah? This job, with all due respect, yeah, I've watched it on YouTube, and I'm not saying that I'm the be-all and the know-all and thingy of all things, but like, it's not a job that should take 8 hours. So imagine I get here and the tradesman's giving me, you know, they start scratching their chin. This is a 2-man, 2-day job. I said, is it? Yeah, it's a 2-man, 2-day job, you know. We've got to go there, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. So now I start giving him grammar, because obviously he thinks I'm an idiot, innit? So now I'm like, well, actually your flow and return is right here. You're connecting the manifold here. It's literally a job that's going to take a couple of hours. So how is it now a 2-man, 2-day job? Man went to his van and drove off, because obviously he realised that he's not going to shake me in it. And I just think like, it's tough because, again, I'm not an expert. I'm not sitting here saying I'm an expert in anything. I'm not. But I'm getting really frustrated with when tradesmen think that they're coming to a woman's house. They know it's not even like because they don't know, obviously, the house that they're coming to. But when they get here and they see a woman, all of a sudden now it's, I said, honestly, after this renovation, yeah, like, I think I need to do like an ebook. I need to do something that gives everybody the skills that they need to deal with these guys. Because honestly, like, the stress that I've been through, I can't even begin to explain to you guys. It's much. And it's not easy, like, having to, like, you know, constantly being ignored or made to feel like you don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm not a plumber, but babe, there's enough resources out here these days, guys, to not be shagged. Basically is what I'm saying. I might not know how to do the job, but bro, I would damn sure know how the job needs to be done. So I'm not getting shagged. Women, we need to stay woke, bro. These guys always trying to shag us. It's Casattya. I'm your girl, Iron TTYA. And make sure you're logging on. Make sure you're subscribing. Any questions that you have for me, please send them to me in the DM. I'm all ears. I'm ready. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to learn. And I'm really just hoping that you guys are enjoying this process as much as I am. There's so much to see. There's still so much for you guys to see. There's so much beauty in this project. And I just can't wait for you to show you. So I'll see you next week, guys. Peace. So guys, I've been banging on a couple of weeks now about like the poor communication. And even though that this is a weekly episode, remember guys that the content for each episode is over a couple of weeks. So when I'm saying that the communication is poor, it's not over 1 week or 2 weeks. This is over like months now. I was at the stage of my build where then they needed to do the screed. And the screed is the flooring, basically the concrete flooring. To cut some corner, they ordered a liquid screed. And bearing in mind, there was no power in the house. They didn't bring any lights. They poured the screed in the dark. And what they did then on top of that is they now use these big blocks and they put it on top of my underfloor heating pipes. So when the concrete has now set, it has set with these blocks on top of my underfloor heating pipes, guys. And I just felt like at this point, I'd given them 7 days notice. I'd served them with a notice letter with 7 days to rectify the damage to my underfloor heating pipes. They were still only really sending one man to this job. And it was getting to the point now where I just felt like the communication had broken down so much that there was just no point on me continuing in this business relationship. Like it wasn't working for me. And I weighed up so much because at this point I'm thinking, I know what it's like. No contractor wants to take over another contractor's job. So it's already been tough for me to find a contractor to do this job in the first place. And then now I want to fire them. Like I was thinking, oh, it's peak for me. But I also felt like they're not respecting me. They're not respecting this job. They're not honoring our contract. They're not sending sufficient men to do this job. And by me continuing to give them, I work hard for my money, and for me to continue to pay them, and I'm feeling like I'm not listened to as a customer. I'm feeling like they're not even passionate about this job. They're unbothered. There's weeks where they're not showing up. They're not responding to my messages. I just thought, you know what, guys? Let's close it up. Since clearly you're not showing me that you're interested in this project, since clearly you're showing to me that you can't even facilitate doing this job to the best of your contractual obligations, you're fired. How about it? So guys, I have no more contractors and the extension needs to get done. So lock on to episode 6, guys. It's all going off. It's all mad. It's all kicking off. Don't cry, don't beg. Literally, I was crying, but I would never beg. But I did cry though. I'm not gonna lie.